So as all these kidnappings continue, and in some reports, and there was apparently a report released in July from a Human Rights Watch organization based in New York that says the number's in like the 1100s, somewhere in there. And of course, the whole problem with with this is that really nobody in the Pakistani government's paying any lip service to it even. A lot of it's going largely ignored and unaccounted for, and basically just being swept under the rug. Kind of making, hopefully. I mean, I don't know what the idea and motives with the Pakistani government are. Whether it's just, hey, let's just try and sweep this problem under the rug. There's nothing we can really do about it, or if it's kind of as Luke and I postured earlier outside, maybe it's a situation of the Pakistani government can't have a province of their own breaking off from their state, and they're willing to go to whatever lengths in their country, which is very different than ours culturally, and who knows what politically. They're willing to go what appears to be great lengths to quell dissidents and stop any sort of political uprising happening from this province and the people of it. And it's largely males that are being captured. I mean, young individuals that, the fit that MO, as Luke described it, us, red listers. Probably in this country, the fucking 99%. I mean, let's face it. It's just a situation that, they have a government that can get away with this shit much easier than our government can. You're obviously dealing with a lot less people as well. And it sucks, and this is kind of, unfortunate because we're sitting, 7,000 miles away from this scenario, maybe even a lot more than that. I mean, this is on the other side of the world to us.
And it's like a really, it doesn't affect anyone outside of them.
Right,
you know what
and
I mean?
don't want to sound selfish in any way, but
no,
it's so
human
hard.
rights violations are taking place. They're kidnapping people and dumping the bodies, and then people are finding the decomposed bodies and identifying the missing persons that way.
That had been tortured and all sorts of stuff. And I mean, it sucks. I mean, some of the I don't even know. I mean, I don't want to say that we can't really do much. I mean, we're trying to pay as much service to it as possible, but at the same time, I mean, frankly, there are just as many human rights violations going on in this country. And I don't think, I've said it a lot on the show, I don't think that we as the United States have the right to influence anybody outside of our country anymore. I think we as citizens need to fix this country first before we can pose, our advice and suggestions upon others, or even be able to make real change and offer real assistance to fucking shitty situations that are like this that are going on in Pakistan. I mean, there's no way that our government right now in its current state would want to help. They probably encourage this through the backdoor channels to the existing Pakistani government. I mean, we all know that the CIA effectively set up and through also British intelligence funded the Pakistani ISI, which is their inter-service intelligence, basically a Pakistani branch of the CIA and the MI6, as I've always said. So, unfortunately, there's nothing that we would be able to do to make change over there as much as we would want to without making change in this country first.
Yeah. I don't know, Balochistan was kind of absorbed into Pakistan back, 1947. It was supposed to, the kingdom was supposed to retain its sovereignty, but Pakistan has been basically ignoring that. And there's been uprisings. Separatist groups have engaged in struggles against the Pakistani government since 1947, 1948.
Right. Okay. So here's my question. All of that aside, I mean, I get that. Okay, and this is a topic you touched on at the start of the show here. My question is, what's in that region that Pakistan wants? What's so important? And that would be the underlying question. What is it? Is it resources? Is it oil? Is it minerals? Is it fucking rare earth shit? What is it? Is it people? Maybe the people of that, of that country make a difference as far as population, or who knows? But I mean, that would be my question. For what purpose does it serve Pakistan to ignore some sort of deal arrangement, whatever you want to call it, between a supposedly sovereign population of Balochistan and their absorption back in the 50s.
Well,
is this part of like some sort of British arrangement? I mean, I don't know. What's the
okay, for example, like their property. If Balochistan was to become independent, I'm pretty sure it would make Pakistan a landlocked country. Okay, right now Pakistan has a coast. Okay, if Balochistan became its own sovereign nation, essentially, Pakistan would be landlocked between India, Afghanistan, and Balochistan. So they wouldn't have a port anymore. And China is helping to, or probably has completed the building of a deep sea port in that area. And so there's dams that they're making, for the generation of power and whatnot. And I don't know. There's lots of things going on in that region. It's fucking crazy, dude. It's.
I'm pulling up the old fucking Google Maps. I'm gonna start referring to Google as Lugal. Did you ever see that movie Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yeah.
Okay, and so that dude at the end fucking uses the time machine, and they all go back, and he stays, and he uses all the ideas that he had fucking from the 2000s, essentially. Yeah. And he, instead of calling it Google, calls it Lugal. I don't want to. I'd rather just call it Lugal, dude. Anyway, I would. I mean, like I said, I have to believe that there is some sort of.
If anybody listening wants to,
there's a lot of shit
more
we don't
about
know.
this.
That's all I'm going to say.
Look up the Balochistan conflict. Balochistan. Balochistan conflict, and that the Wikipedia page will give you like some good history on like where this came from, what's been going on, the area that's in dispute, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth conflicts, from 1948 all the way to 2004. It probably has some things that are happening today as well.
Does it border right on there with China, their province or what have you?
Even the Pakistani Supreme Court is supposedly like currently investigating the missing persons. Like there's supposedly like 5,000 cases of forced disappearances. Like that's a lot of fucking people, dude, that were just disappeared for essentially political dissent. And so, like, I don't in any way want to undermine or belittle what's going on. Like, it's obviously something fucking crazy for the people living there, And the thing that's tough is, what can we do about it? It's such a tough place for anybody to try and change anything, And one of the things that
I wish I knew there was. I wish I knew I knew if there was something I could do. And then, of course, I could maybe make some action. But unfortunately, it's like I said,
awareness of it is the only thing that you and I can really do, is just let people know that the Pakistani government is essentially disappearing their political dissidents.
Right.
And these people don't even want to...
I'm just ashamed that we can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just feel bad that our country is so fucked up and things are so corrupt and just shitty that we can't do anything other than sit here and talk about it.
If what America was truly doing around the world was promoting democracy and freedom, this would be one of the things that the United States would be going after. They'd be going to the leaders of Pakistan and saying, hey, you had an agreement with these people back in 1947, and you're not honoring it. These people don't want to be ruled by you. They have their own little fucking area here. Come up with some sort of agreement where you can use a road and get to the ocean, and that's it. Let them fucking be alone. That's what, if the U.S. really was a freedom-promoting superpower, that's what we'd be doing. Just like, all the shit that's going on in the Congo and all those places. Like, it's one thing that I always say. If the U.S. was really promoting democracy and freedom, we would have been in the Congo for the last 10 years, not Afghanistan.
We have so far to go. I mean, not only as a country, but just as a fucking race, dude, as a species. I mean, we talked about this last week.
And the thing that's tough is we got to focus on our own house right now. We got to figure out how to fix how fucked up our country is, because if we do that, we do have the power to help everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my mission. I mean, that's all I can do. Anyway, So all right, there we talked about it. I'm gonna leave it at that. I can't really discuss it more without just sitting here babbling and losing interest. So we're gonna move on.